Today, man, I'm out here at Sebastian. I was out here a couple of days ago with some friends, and we were throwing some jigs and throwing some top water and at some of the flats around the area, and we had a tough time fishing. We caught some nice trout, but every other cast we were cooking weeds. It's good to have the grass and stuff coming back, but once the grass comes back, you got something you got to deal with, and that's the grass again, snagging onto your jig heads and snagging onto your lures. So what I'll be fishing today, I'm fishing all weedless. Actually, it's the same baits that I fished when I was bass fishing out there in Fellsmere. Here's one of the baits here. It's a 4-inch paddle tail. It's on a weedless hook. It's got a little bit of weight to it, and I'm gonna go out there and drag it across these grass flats, see what I get. But I think it's gonna work good. And I'm gonna be covering other baits that are weedless that you can throw out here from top water, and a couple other little baits. Something other than your typical stuff. So let's get out there and see what we're gonna catch today. There we go. Alright, first fish of the morning. Ooh, little trout, hit a topwater, weedless topwater. That's a PT7. There he goes, quick release. Like I say, I'm fishing in an area, it's a lot of weeds. And the problem I have throwing topwater baits is that, you throw it out there, a couple of twitches, you get weeds on it, it does affect it. This is super effective. Super weedless, and the fish do like it. It takes a little while to get used to. When you first throw it, you're used to like a Czar spook or something like that style plug. It just gotta get used to twitching it. Hookup ratio really is decent, considering that you can bring it through any kind of weeds or weed mats or anything like that, and so I might miss a few more fish when they hit due to the single hook, but I end up catching a lot more fish because I'm able to sit there and actually work it back to my paddleboard without it picking up any weeds at all. So that's the advantage over a regular plug. Like I say, it's a situation where you do have a lot of weeds on the surface. This is definitely the plug to throw. So see if I can get a big, tell you what, makes a big difference when you can actually work your lure back to your boat or your board without having a clunk of weeds on it. So, here you go. I'll turn him loose. There you go. There you go. Real quick, there's a little trout. Not a bad one. Anyway, I'm going to turn him loose. I like keep them in the water. I don't like to lay them on the paddleboard. If I'm going to turn them loose, I like to keep them in the water. I'll unhook them in the water, and the survival rate's a lot better than laying them on my board. So, oh, little dinky trout. Again, I'm throwing weedless. Nice one. Summer, 11:15. Most people think it's too hot to fish, but ew, nice trout. It's one of those days where you get almost every cast and get a trout. Nothing really sizable, but hey, that's our future right there. Turn them loose, catch them again another day. Also, is throwing a little cow bait, little jerk bait. The bass fishermen throw it, saltwater fishermen throw it. I was throwing this today. I was throwing it with a weight or without a weight. You can go either way. Weighted hooks will drop it down. You can work it instead of a jig. You can also, if you want to, use a small body like this, like a paddle tail on a smaller hook. Same concept. You can hook it up. You can reel it in. And if you want to use it like a jig, a little weight on it, this is nice because I can work it on the top and then let it sink. It slowly sinks, and then I twitch it. And sometimes that can really bring a good bite. I had a good day today. Must have hooked 20 to 30 bass. Bass, trout. Lost count, you know, just wasn't counting. Nothing big, I think nothing over 17 inches. But it was a lot of fun. Topwater bite was good. The jig bite was good when it got weedy. I went to weedless and I was still catching them. So just because it gets weedy out there, guys, still catch fish. You just gotta, you know, basically take a few lessons from the bass guys and go weedless. And you can throw through that seagrass. Another tip, make sure when you tie your knots, make sure there's very, very little, if any, of anything sticking out that it can catch grass. You want to cut that. Make sure your knot's super tight, cut it close. Same thing on your leader. You don't want much of anything sticking out on your leader that's going to catch grass. Because, trust me, it will. So you want to trim it as close as you can and have it, I'm using an FJ knot, and does a great job. Very small diameter. The weeds usually just slide right over it. Most of the time they'll slide right over this. So just being able to cast your lure, bring it back in without weeds on it is huge. It can be huge on certain days. Today, yeah, it wasn't so weedy. But guarantee if I didn't have those lures, yeah, it would have been super weedy and I wouldn't be able to fish. So that's my tip of the week. So till next time, this is Pete Hink. Thank you, and please, you know, subscribe to my channel as always, and see you next week.